Okay, this may sound contradicting, but hear me out. Sometimes you have to ignore things in order to be at peace. Sometimes you just have to ignore things in order to be at peace, in order to feel okay, and that is not a bad thing. So let's give you some examples. So let's say, in order to get along with some of your family, you have to ignore some opinions and beliefs that they have in order to get along with them. And that is not a bad thing. That doesn't mean you're a bad person for still talking to them. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means that you want to get along with them. You don't want to lose that relationship with them, right? Or let's say another example. When you are flying in an airplane, for example, you have to kind of just ignore the fact that you are in this fucking tiny little thing in the sky that is just zooming through, and you have to kind of ignore all the little bits and pieces that makes up this airplane, all the bits and pieces that could go wrong, everything that makes up this airplane, how it works, how it is flying. You kind of just have to ignore the fact that you are in the middle of the sky on this machine, thing that you are trusting. Or let's say you are swimming in the ocean. You just kind of have to ignore all of the deadly creatures that are in the ocean in order to have fun. You have to ignore all of the millions of kids that have pissed in that water in order to have fun. You know what I mean? There's just so many things that you have to just ignore in order to have fun, and that is not a bad thing, in order to have peace and to enjoy life. Even just in everyday life, you have to kind of just ignore the fact of your whole entire body and how your system is just constantly working. Because if you constantly thought about every single thing that your body is doing in order to survive, you would go crazy. As well as, let's say, every single thing you are doing has a possible outcome, and you kind of just have to ignore every single outcome or you would go insane. You can't always just constantly be thinking, okay, if I raise my hand right now, this, or this could happen, okay. You can't constantly be thinking about that. You have to live in the now and just ignore. Just do things and ignore the outcomes that are going to happen sometimes. It can even work for big things too, because we get stuck in thought loops, and our thought loops hold us back. We think that everything is so much scarier in our heads when we actually do it, and it is not that scary at all. I think ignorance is bliss sometimes. Sometimes the less you know, the easier it is. Sometimes the less you think about things, the easier things are. You can't constantly be thinking about everything that is happening around you. You can't constantly be thinking about every little thing, or you're not going to have a peaceful life. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to get along with people. Or let's say you were eating meat, you were eating chicken. You just have to ignore the fact that that was a living, breathing animal in order to maybe not be grossed out or maybe not be sad while eating it. You have to just ignore that fact so you can get your nutrition, so you can eat your food. You have to ignore the fact that that was a living, breathing